Our research is concerned with the recommendation agents for virtual worlds. The platform we are using is the Second Life. Second Life is a massive multiplayer online social game that the users can log in and interact with one another. The users have also the capability to build not only the environment but the objects within the environment themselves. This on one side provides an interesting and enormous amount of versatility in the content that can be there in the virtual world, but at the same time we find that the users have difficulty because of the lack of time or interest to explore the region, and they quickly move from one region to another region rather than spending some time on exploring the region thoroughly. Mostly the users rely on word of mouth or text-based search capabilities for navigation. We plan to bring the recommendation capabilities of World Wide Web to the virtual world of Second Life. Our software is structured as two components, a labeling component and a recommendation component. The labeling component consists of a HUD or heads-up display device that snaps to the left of the user's view. The device starts operation once the user clicks on the start button. It displays the agreement that the user has to accept, prompting the user that we will be recording the coordinates for the place he or she will be visiting. That is also displayed in the status message, as you can see. We periodically prompt the user through the HUD device through a pop-up menu that you can see on the left side. The user has the option to select one or multiple categories for the place at the same time. We record as first step of our application workflow the position, category and population information in our database that is sent via email once the user selects one of the categories. As shown over here, the user selects the shopping category and clicks the submit button. The dialog box at the top right hand corner is meant for the user study and is not important in this case. This constitutes the steps 2 and 3 in our application workflow, where the email is processed and stored in our database, and automatically as new data is read into the database, we consolidate the data from multiple users into a single table for machine learning, so our software supports at the same time multiple users. Now the recommendation component. The recommendation component is also an HUD or heads-up display device that snaps to the left of the user's view. Again, the user can click on the request button to bring a pop-up menu and then request from one of the categories by clicking on it and hitting the submit button. When this happens, an email is generated and received in by our program sitting on the server. It receives and processes the category for which the user is requesting the recommendation. The user is then displayed the options using a machine learning model where the username, region, position information is fed into the data that we already have in our database to predict first the region, and then the region information is combined with the machine learning data to predict the future XYZ locations for the user. This constitutes the step 5 and the last step in our application workflow, where a model for each user is trained and is used to predict the user's future destination for the requested category. This information is the one that is sent back to the user via email, and it displays in the form of 5 options that you will see in the top left corner of the user's view. The user can select any one of these options by clicking on the button to bring up a map that is the users are familiar with in Second Life. The options criteria is that the first two options, that is 1 and 2, are from the same region the user is in. The other two options, that is 3 and 4, are from another region, and the last one is the highest or the most frequently labeled point for that category in our database. The user here selects one option that brings up a map, and then the user hits the teleport button to actually move to that place. Thank you for this presentation. This presentation was brought to you by University of Central Florida. We are Intelligent Agents Group.